Hi, we have a fresh update. We are continuing down the rabbit hole of the Charlie Curnow potential trade situation, and this update here comes directly from the mouth of Tom Papley. Now, why is this important and why is this relevant? Well, reports recently were suggesting that if Curnow was to try and get his way to Sydney, that Papley might be involved in a deal. That obviously brings up memories of the failed Papley to Carlton move a few years back. Whether that was completely true or not, who knows? But I found a little bit here from a podcast that Tom Papley's actually on. So this podcast, this show is called The Early Crow. It's with Tom Papley and Jack Dickens, and they cover all things racing and sport. And Tom Papley actually provided some running commentary on two important bits here. So the first bit here, I'll just play it. This is his direct quotes around the Charlie Curnow potential trade rumours to Sydney.
His manager allegedly speaks to your manager, allegedly, and everything's alleged. And then you hear things, and then because you hear this might be confirmed, the exit meeting narrative makes a bit more sense. That's where the media's at, let alone the fan. Has his management spoken to your management?
Yeah, so like usually when you go on your exit meeting, if something's going on or whatever, but my manager rang me just be wary if something comes out in the media in the next few days that your name's going to be thrown around for the Curnow stuff because of previous years. And I said, yeah, it's fine. He was pretty clear that it's not the club that wanted to do that. It's solely on their management that they're looking for someone to trade for Curnow. And I was pretty stern with him and said, mate, I'm pretty happy at the Swans, but if I'm definitely not leaving if Curnow's coming. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, like I'm really happy at the Swans, and I'll be a lot happier too if a big, thick coal medalist wanted to come and play for us. Yeah,
it'd be pretty nice. So, but yeah, look, I'd love for it to happen. It's obviously everyone knows he wants to get out of there and wants to come to the Swans or Gold Coast or wherever he wants to get to, but we're gonna have to give up a fair bit, and that comes with a bit of you're going to lose a couple of mates and things like that, which is tough as well. So it's got to work for both parties, and I'm sure we'll be trying to do anything that we can to get him.
So to clarify, Paps is not going. It's not going anywhere. A little bit like the Wolf of Wall Street. I ain't leaving.
So for me, this is fascinating insight, and I'm glad we live in a world right now where players are doing their own content, because that's directly from Tom Papley's mind and Tom Papley's mouth, whether he's towing the company line or not. But that's pretty strong language. That's pretty strong to say, like, no, I'm not going to be involved in anything like that. I think what it also does is it just continues to expose the story of Charlie doesn't want to be at Carlton anymore. It's pretty clear his management are doing whatever they can to get him out of there and facilitate a deal. And so that's the Tom Papley update there. And just out of curiosity, there's another clip here where he was talking about his situation a few years back where he wanted to come potentially home or out of Sydney for family reasons. I know that's been speculated around in the Carlton circles for a number of years, but it was good for him to open up and basically detail why his situation is different to the Carlton situation with Charlie Curnow.
We've found you pushed to the front of the biggest talking point in the AFL at the moment, just about with the Charlie Curnow, the Carlton superstar, spearhead, Coleman medalist, wanting, allegedly, aggravating for a move, a trade from Carlton, maybe to Geelong, maybe to Gold Coast, and maybe to Sydney. What do you make of that? Like, what do you make of... Is everything rolling along at your expectation with your experience and knowledge of the game and how it's done?
Yeah, it's interesting because I've obviously been in a similar position as Charlie's in right now. I obviously was a little bit different. I don't know if this is true or if he is actually not happy with the football club or not happy with Voss. But for me, I was happy where I was. I had nothing against the club. I asked for a trade for family reasons, and obviously the club knocked it back. So when I did go back into the club, I was nervous, but at the same time, I did my duties. When I went back, I spoke to Horse and had a good meeting with Horse. It was nothing against the football club. Never said anything about the football club that I didn't like it, but it was just the fact that I asked for a trade and had to go back into the footy club, and in turn, and actually probably since then I've been a much better player. So things happen for a reason. But Charlie's a little bit different where he said that, and might get a bit dirty late if something doesn't come off for him, and he's going to have to walk back in after he's maybe said some stuff in his exit that he's not happy. So, but at the same time, yeah, it's an interesting time for the footy world and Charlie and Carlton and the Swans. I'd be it'd be pretty nice in the forward line at the Swans, I reckon.
So there's that. I feel a little bit. I mean, it's a bit of a circus, isn't it? It's all playing out publicly. It's a bit ugly. It seems that it's going to get messy. Papley's comment in one of those clips there where he says, you know, it's going to get messy and, you know, they might be forced to make a last minute deal is really interesting. It's almost like he knows something. Well, I mean, of course he does. Players know the landscape of this more than what fans do. And so as a Carlton supporter, it is really hard to hear that one of your best players, if not your best player, who only 12 months ago, I think most, if not all of us, were saying untouchable, untradeable, don't even think about it. All of a sudden, he's in the middle of a story where he doesn't want to be there anymore. And then you've got the club at the moment towing this no BS, you're either with us or against us line. And I just find it really tricky. Let's just say it doesn't happen and a trade doesn't happen and the Blues hold firm and Charlie has to come back into the playing group. How's that going to work with this mentality of you're either in or you're in the way? How does that go? I mean, maybe this is also just it's another reminder about the emotional attachment to individuals. I don't think we can do that anymore moving forward. I think for the most part, I've been projecting, Charlie and Harry and Jacob and Cripps, like this is the core and they're going to take us forward and I want to win it with them. And that's changing. And I think that's going to be a big part of the mindset shift internally for me as a fan moving forward. And I think for a lot of us, because, Charlie, we talk about heart and soul play as well. Silvani gone, Curnow potentially forcing his way out of Carlton. These are two guys that really are heart and soul. And I think when they get going, the crowd sounds differently. So that's the update. What do you think of what you've seen in these comments? I'll put a link in the description below to the Early Crow podcast where I got the clips from. He speaks more about other things as well. It was actually quite an interesting watch. I'm going to finish it off, but I'll put the link below. They've also got a YouTube channel, so I'll link that in the description, and we'll go from there. See ya.